Hey guys, last video in August. Last video in August. We're focusing on our couples and our especially our married couples and communication and what's been the last couple.
Just signs of emotional intimacy and signs that
Signs and wonders. Signs and wonders.
Yeah.
So tonight, this very night, this time
hour.
when you are looking at this, we are just want to wrap up our couples emphasis in the month of August and effective communication, just some tips, things to do, things maybe not to do, and again, just letting you know that well, we're here and we're ready and willing and just would love to walk alongside you and any communication or challenges that you're having, or just learning how better to communicate, or just someone to bounce something off of, or just whatever, or just a friend to say, hey, how's it going? So anyway, here's some tips that we came up with, a few tips that we had that we thought would be very helpful.
When you're communicating with each other, and especially maybe in those realms that are a little more tricky for you as a couple, not just any communication, but more specifically when you're dealing with difficult or subjects that might become volatile.
Yeah, it's easy to communicate when there are things that you agree on, there are things that you love, you're both passionate about. But what about those things that are differences, things that really trigger you, get you really worked up, make you really feel vulnerable or insecure, or
maybe you've been hurt.
Yeah, I was just gonna say insecure or betrayed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, what will be the first thing?
The first thing is don't multitask.
Yeah. I think there's probably nothing non-verbally. There's nothing more that speaks non-verbally to your significant other, your spouse, that says you're not really that important, or you are important sort of because I'm here and we're talking, but you're not all the way important, than to be sitting there going, yeah. Boy, I don't know. I think that probably really just digs on a lot of, maybe especially men. I don't know, because I feel like, no? Okay, well, great. I'm glad you're here today.
But that's interesting to hear, because I thought it was more women, so that's really interesting to hear.
Like women, okay, for what specifically?
Like you were saying, it digs on men when the woman is checked out looking at her phone. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, but no, that's true. Yeah, I think
I've heard it's the opposite too. It's
I think so.
Don't you hear me?
Right. So anyway, if you care about your relationship at all, just and you're speaking about something that's any significantly important, stop what you're doing and just give full attention. Look at each other in the eyes and engage.
And for the record, I'm probably worse at this than he is, because it is hard.
Probably only because I can't multitask.
Well, I'm just saying, it is so easy to want to multitask, to numb the pain.
Yeah, that's true.
There is a tricky balance for me personally, because I can be so high stakes sometimes. I need to do something to remind myself this isn't life or death, but that shouldn't include your phone.
Yeah.
Even if you need to have some,
if you do have to have something
grounding.
Yeah. What do you do so instead of the phone?
This is crazy, but I get a snack. Like, it's something I'm doing while we're talking.
So if you do snack, don't smack. If you snack, don't smack.
Are you speaking from experience?
Okay, let's go on here. Should
we flip this up? Because that kind of goes along, like, we
Oh yeah.
taking care
Take care
of
of your,
physical needs
yeah, just take care.
before you kind of jump in.
Maybe even more than just physical, just
Yeah.
take care of the needs that are around you. Maybe your
Yeah.
kids, or maybe your whatever. Just
Yeah.
take care of all the things around that you can. Some, don't start any projects or anything right before, or anything like. I'm just saying, but we were specifically thinking of your physical needs. Don't go when you're like, don't start into something when you're really hungry, or when you're really tired. I.e., don't do it late at night.
Yeah.
These are just recommendations. These are like tips and things, like things that we have learned by trial and error and by experience, that really helps. So
I think for me, like, even eating in the midst of it is like just an acknowledgement that, I'm still taking care of myself as we're having this conversation, because in the past, what I've wanted to do is just like totally like freeze up everything, and then that's kind of, that goes along with like self
but anything,
and all that.
I think anything though, like on the multitasking part of it, anything can be a trigger or a distraction. So I think that just having that conversation and just being like, does this bother you if I do this? Because I kind of need something to be, this helps me process, if that's okay. If that, you just want to like have it be comfortable, as comfortable as possible. And that kind of leads into the next thing, is to creating some space for it, creating a time and some space for it.
We've started to get in conversations during lunch hour and realized, oh wait, we need to stop. Like, let's wait till we're home together. Let's wait till we can even touch each other or feel each other as we're working through it, and even have time where the kids are in bed, as opposed to me trying to keep them quiet so we can focus. So
right.
Just giving yourself that understanding that you can't always squeeze it in, even if you really want to. Like, even if you're both really engaged and wanting to talk through it, the things around might just not be conducive for that, and it might lead to making what you're working through harder if you try to squeeze it in a non-ideal time or place.
Yep. And then using non-aggressive language, yet still being able to accurately communicate how you feel. So things that are aggressive languages are things like, you are always, or you never, or you are this. You I know what you were thinking. I know exactly what you were thinking. I mean, just even if you really believe that that it doesn't help to say those things. It just pours gasoline on the fire, or
it gets the other person's defenses
up. That's exactly right. It raises their defenses, and that is not helpful when you're trying to build a relationship and build a common ground and unity. And so instead use things like, well, it feels like, or I felt, or
I am hearing this from you, or this is what
I'm
seeing.
Not I'm hearing this from you, but this is what I interpret when I hear this. Things like that.
Or this is, I know we said this on another video, this is the story I'm telling myself.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe one final little wrap up to bring us around full circle is that if you find yourself going around in circles and covering the same thing, and it's kind of like you find yourself in a circular argument, what should we do? Just put it to rest for a little bit, take a break, come back at it another time, reschedule a meeting if you want to do it that way.
Often when we're going in circles, it's because we're so tired we just need sleep.
So it kind of brings back around to the meeting your physical needs and taking care of that. So we just
hope that was a little helpful for you. And again, as Tate mentioned at the beginning, if this is something that interests you, that rings a bell with you, that resonates with you, or you feel like you want it but it's not going to work just to have information, we'd love to walk with you through the process, individually or as a couple, and
yes,
we'd be more than honored to do that.
And one more day to get your free couples
sessions,
your free
scheduled.
couple sessions. So
that's right.
Ring in there. Love you guys.
Bye.